Melly.
I am Haley.
I'm Serafina.
And we're Ventura Foods!
Our group was interested in researching locally grown foods from farmers markets and comparing that with the food sold at large supermarkets.
As we started this project, our central question became, is produce sold at Ventura County farmers markets locally grown, and what benefits might that have?
Our hypothesis is that food grown locally has a positive effect on the economy of Ventura County. We chose this topic because we are interested in the effect farmer markets have on the community, and we are also interested in the importance of farmers markets versus supermarkets and how healthy their foods are.
How local are your foods grown?
We're from Santa Maria, so it's about 3 hours north of Ventura.
They are local. They're grown in Santa Paula and in Ojai.
Everything here is grown in Moore Park, so about a half hour.
Okay.
We're about 10 miles from Ventura. We're in Oxnard.
Most stuff in the supermarkets is grown in Mexico, or some other fruits can be found from like other South American countries.
Okay.
So,
Do you use pesticides on your produce?
yeah, I mean everyone uses pesticides. We
Yeah.
use organic pesticides.
That's cool.
So what organic farmers mainly use, yeah. But we hardly ever really need to use them because we use growing methods that kind of prevent us from having to spray.
No pesticides. We're in the process of becoming organic.
That's cool.
Since we only have 8 acres, we don't have to use synthetic fungicides, pesticides, or herbicides.
Supermarkets' food can travel up to 1,500 miles on average just to get to the supermarket, whilst farmers' markets' foods are grown locally, usually near the community. Because of the long distance travel to get to the store, lots of food is picked while unripe and is gassed to ripen after transport. Transporting over long distances also generates large quantities of carbon dioxide emissions. This long-distance transportation of food also consumes large quantities of fossil fuels. It is estimated that we currently put almost 10,000 calories of fossil fuel energy into our food system for every 1,000 calories of energy we get as food.
All the shipping that uses large amounts of natural resources, especially fossil fuels, contributes to pollution and creates trash with extra packaging. Conventional agriculture also uses many more resources than sustainable agriculture and pollutes water, land, and air with toxic agricultural byproducts. Food at farmers markets is transported shorter distances and is generally grown by using methods that minimize the impact on the earth.
As we continued our interviews with farmers, we were interested in seeing what others knew about supermarkets and farmers markets, such as if they use pesticides, how far their food traveled, and which one they thought was a healthier option. So we went and interviewed customers at each location to get their thoughts and opinions to help us with our research.
And do you think that supermarkets food or farmers market food is like healthier option?
Probably supermarket is as healthy, especially if it's organic, like at the, farmer's market.
And why do you think that?
Because of the pesticides. Organic, there's not supposed to be pesticides used, and farmer's market is probably not. Yeah,
oh, that's okay. Farmers markets are usually fresher, like as fresh as they get. It's usually straight from the growers.
Do you feel that supermarkets use a lot of pesticides on their produce?
Yeah, I think they're more likely to have conventional products, meat and produce.
And do you feel that farmers markets use pesticides on their product?
I'm sure, yeah. Some, farmers, they have to do what they have to. Some of them organic, and even organics use pesticides sometimes, but I think there's a lot there, because the farms are smaller here, they're a lot less likely to use as many chemicals as like a huge agribusiness farm would.
In the process, a lot of times they have to pick it too early so it'll survive however long it goes from field to table. They have to pick it too early, and I think you'll lose some of the nutrients and flavor that would come with it if you leave it in the ground a little longer. But they can't, because it would rot by the time it gets to the table.
Where do you think your food comes from when you get it from farmers market? Like, how far do you think it travels?
Well, I think it's mostly from Southern California, from what I've seen from the signs. Because some people come from Bakersfield.
How far do you think foods from supermarkets travel?
Probably from all over the country.
Yeah, all from. Where do you think your food comes from in supermarkets? Like, how far?
Oh, from a long ways, but I try not to buy from super far away because of the gas miles.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Yeah. How far do you think they travel from farmers markets?
I think it's within 100 miles or something like that. Pretty reasonable distance.
Do you think the quality of the food is changed when it's being shipped from farther away? Or
Yeah, usually it is, because it doesn't have to go as far. Like the speed transport is here, like Santa Paula.
do you think it's healthier for customers to shop for the local foods that you guys sell, or?
I think it's healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you feel that supermarkets put a lot of pesticides into their foods to make them grow faster and stuff like that?
They modify them.
And do you also feel that farmers markets you try to use more organic pesticides if no pesticides at all?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe people should shop more at farmers markets rather than supermarkets?
I guess they both have their pros and their cons. I personally just like shopping the fresh fruit all the time.
Do you feel that farmers markets use pesticides at all, or are trying to go more organic?
I think they're trying to go more organic. A lot of times people will say, the sellers will say, we don't use pesticides, but they're not organic because that's supposedly it's stricter and hard for them.
Do you feel that supermarkets should go more organic?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Where do you think the food in the supermarket comes from?
Usually they're grown out in fields, and then they're shipped to warehouses. Or like sometimes they come from farther.
Like where?
Well, some of the stuff we get from Guatemala, Puerto Rico, or Peru, Mexico. You know, there's ships on the ships, and they come in the docks. Sometimes far away. Sometimes it's just like Santa Paula, not far away.
From this project, we learned the importance of locally grown foods and how pesticides and distance matter to the food and the consumers. We thank all the farmers and customers that let us interview them to make this project possible.